Today I'll be talking about a Roth IRA, what it is, what it isn't, and why you should start investing in one now. Let's get into it. Before I tell you what a Roth IRA is, I would like to kindly ask you to demolish the like button as it really helps the YouTube algorithm. First off, a Roth IRA is simply a title you give an investment account. You can open a Roth IRA with basically any brokerage you can think of. Some examples would be TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, etc. The purpose of giving an investment account with the title of a 401k or a Roth IRA is so that you know what set of tax rules you're going to follow that the IRS has set out for you. Now to talk about the Roth IRA itself. A Roth IRA in and of itself has no value. So let's take a jar for example. Say you start out with an empty jar. That has no value. But as soon as you start to add Skittles, Twizzlers, and Jolly Ranchers to it, now that jar suddenly has value. Now in this example, the jar would be your Roth IRA. The candy that was put into it would be mutual funds, ETFs, single stocks, basically whatever investment you want to put into the Roth IRA. Now the jar or the Roth IRA has a combined value of all the candy or the mutual funds, ETFs, single stocks that are inside of the jar or 401k. Now the reason that people like Dave Ramsey or Graham Stephan tell you to open up a Roth IRA and start investing is because the way that a Roth IRA is taxed is very beneficial. The money that you contribute to a Roth IRA is known as after-tax money. So in simpler terms, you pay taxes on the money before you contribute it to the Roth IRA so that when you eventually take it out of the Roth IRA, you don't have to pay taxes then. But I do have some bad news for you youngins that want to get rich quick. You cannot take out the earnings or profit that you have made in this Roth IRA until you're 59.5 years old. You are, however, permitted to withdraw contributions that you have made to the Roth IRA at any time with no taxes or penalty. So say you want to withdraw your earnings and your profit before you hit 59.5 for whatever reason. You're going to have to pay taxes on it and pay a 10% penalty. And I want to remind you that you can take out the contributions you have made, but once you hit about 50, the contributions are going to be minimal compared to the interest that you have earned or profits and earnings that you have earned. Now before I go, I want to show you the hypothetical growth of a Roth IRA with a 10% return rate over time. I'm currently 20, so we'll go off my age and I'll show you how much money I've made after 10 years, 25 years, and 40 years. So at age 30, with $200 invested every month, with an annual return of 10%, I would actually have $39,972 in my Roth IRA. At age 45, with $200 invested every month at a 10% annual return rate, I will have $246,664 in my Roth IRA. And finally, at age 60, when I'm finally allowed to take out my profits and earnings, if I invested $200 each month from 20 to 60 with an annual return rate of 10%, I would have $1,110,000 in my Roth IRA. So if you want to be a millionaire when you retire, you now have the formula, but it's up to you to use it. Before I end the video, I would like to say I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I just want to make it known that you should consult an expert before you make any big financial decisions in your life. I've done a ton of research over the past 2 years, but that doesn't compare to someone who has been in the financial field for 20 or 30 years. So consult an expert. And that is going to be it for the video. If you guys have any suggestions for other videos, I'd love for you to comment those down below, or just subscribe. You know, it really helps out the channel if you do either of those things. So whatever you can do it for us, please. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. But yeah, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and see you in the next video.